High School Hoops Talk with the Talking Heads. It's your boy Talley with.
Mad Dog 2020, super supporter of that thing they call Super Sports Media.
And greatly appreciate it, my dog. Greatly appreciate it. It's Sunday. We are live 12/14/25, 8:08 Central. What is that? What's the CET stand for? Just Central, right? Central Standard Time? CST, if I'm correct. Got it. Got it. Well, you can chime in. I just want to make sure I'm right. I want to make sure I get it right, dog. Great high school hoops happened this past weekend. Shout out to both tournaments that we both was part of, and that is the excuse me, the San Antonio ISD boys tournament and Northside ISD, Northeast ISD boys tournament.
Hey
Happened
man,
on the go ahead.
lots of basketball. Whew.
It happened on the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Two, I'm sure, great championship games. I was only able to see one, and that was the North ISD slash Northeast ISD championship. And that game was between the Clemens Buffaloes and the Warren Warriors. Check out our background. What you got?
Uh,
Starting it
okay,
off.
we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
Mm-hmm.
Not the
Thursday.
not the Warren Warriors that played Tuesday and
No, we
gave
don't. We
and
not.
gave
Hey,
one
look,
to
hold on.
O'Connor,
Time
right?
out. Give me time out. Don't even bring them up because we
No,
talked on Tuesday. We
it leads
talked Tuesday.
into it.
Remember?
It leads into it.
No, but saying we talked Tuesday, so let's be fair to them because we talked about them on Tuesday. So
You know,
don't do my champions like that. I let the cat out the bag.
they find the Warren Warriors that we talked about preseason that we said to watch out for. The Warren Warriors that we've been trying to figure out what in the hell has been going on all season, they finally showed up. And they showed up in a dominating fashion against top tier teams. And shout out uh now carry this on to district and go make some noise. But thank you, Warren Warriors, because you made me look like I didn't know what I was talking about when it comes to basketball. Thank you for finally showing up and joining the party.
Well, hold on before you say that. Let me throw a disclaimer out. And the only reason why I'm gonna throw a disclaimer out because one of their players was hurt. He got hurt early in the season. I think it was I'm pulling up their schedule as we speak. It was against what did he get hurt on? Was it the what game was it that he got hurt on early in the season? Devin went out. It was the it was the Samuel Champions game from Bernie. It was that game. If I'm correct, he got hurt on that game. They still won the game, 60-58, but that was the game he rolled his ankle and he went down. Then they kind of just stumbled a little bit. They got beat by Madison. They got beat by Central Catholic. They got beat by Antonian. They even got beat by Davenport. Um, so they
They didn't
stumbled a little bit.
they was rolling down that hill fast.
Um, they lost to O'Connor, and then that was the wake up call because then they went on a little run and took care of business and met Clemens in the championship game of the North ISD slash Northeast ISD boys tournament. So I wanted to make sure I throw that out there for you.
Now let's hope that they don't fall into our super sports media curse.
Hey, whoa. Don't say that. Don't say that. No,
Uh,
it's your curse. That's not our curse.
oh, yeah,
Not a super sports media curse. No.
That's what I
No,
mean.
dog, because teams are still winning. Clemens is finding a way to win, still finding a way. TMI is winning. These guys are still winning, dog. Don't bring that up. Don't bring up that. Don't bring that up.
All right, I'll leave it be.
No, I'm just playing. But that's what it seemed like for a while, doesn't it? You mentioned the
And
team name, and they just go the other way, right? They go from here and they go boop.
you notice in college basketball, the team that gets the number one ranking that week, somehow, some magical Vegas sports betting way, they get knocked off within 7 to 10 business days.
Well, that's why I want to give certain players and certain coaches and certain people the recognition. Hey, man, when the bright lights come around, they shine. They shine, right? They find ways to do it. They find ways to do it. And some coaches invite it. Some coaches like, nah, I'd rather not because my guys aren't that breed. And I hate to, and that's why I kind of, I'm gonna get a bunch of videos out. But that's why I've been kind of taking my time with the videos because a few coaches have mentioned that, like, hey, chill out, E. The videos is kind of getting in the kids' head. Bad enough you got to take the pictures of them and play the games and using points and yada yada yada. And I'm like, I get it, and you're right. I can understand it, but guess what? With everything good, you're gonna have something bad.
So, it's past week in basketball, right? We talked about this last week. We're going to ride you when you high, and we're going to speak facts when you're rolling down that hill. We don't have anything against anybody. We're just speaking data. All it is data. Uh, you don't see the warm background behind us because we're Warren Warriors. We're excited to see a team that we had aspirations for in the beginning of the season, had some hopes for. We're excited to see them turn it around. We want all teams to turn it around. So we're excited to see this team have turned it around the way that they did it with the notable wins that they had this past weekend against the teams that they beat. Let's talk about it. They started out, knocked off Roosevelt, right? Knocked off SA Vets, knocked off Harlan, knocked off the Buffaloes of Clemens. Those are four very good victories to finish the weekend, man. And so again, shout out to the Warriors, Coach Palacios. Uh, let's talk about some studs from that week, from the weekend. Let's talk about some of the Warren Warriors, Bo. Who you got?
My first one is a young man I was high on as far as coming from the TABC. I'm still trying to get an interview with this young man. I think the bright lights make him a little shy, gun shy, but it's all good because um, the way he plays, if he takes what he has right now and he keeps elevating himself, and every year he's gotten better, and he picks up the size and he gets into college, he's going to be a PTPer. I believe that. And the only reason why I say that because I think Devin Peterson has a college basketball body, adding 15 to 20 pounds to his frame. When I say that, he plays very fast. He plays above the rim. He can score the basketball from all three levels. Again, I'm talking. He has a three. He has a mid range, and he definitely lays the ball up well. And guess what? He can play above the rim. So with that being said, I think he's definitely a kid that we can see leave San Antonio and go play, and probably the systems that probably fit him and how he plays. He can do some things for them. But watching him just play, he definitely has two gears. He can hit you with a hey, I'm a go down and under control. Hit you with that little euro. These all the young fellas have right now to hey, he can get down real fast. He can get down real fast. Well, all the young fellas are doing that move now where they go in, create the contact. You will know a little bit more about it because you actually still training. They create that contact and then hop to the other side, get that bump, hit the other side, and go lay the ball up. So to watch him play and to watch him do the things he's doing, he can land on. He land. He can be a 2 foot jumper if he has to be because he lands on both feet and he's under control when he does it. So again, just adding that muscle mass of 15 pounds definitely gonna make him that much bigger, stronger, and faster. He was the actual all tournament player for the weekend. He deserved it. He played well. He scored in the last game. Make sure I get it right. The last game of the weekend, he scored 20. I think 24 was it? Hold on, Bo. Go ahead. What's your thoughts? Wow, I looked this up real quick on Devin Peterson.
He's a great kid, and we talked about him preseason as being the motor of that team that was going to be the force to be dealt with. You know, him alongside Donovan, uh, their point guard, young point guard Jalen LaCour, and then there's a young man by the name of Uriah Ross that had a very good weekend. That core of theirs, we talked about them, and it's good to see them show up. That's all I'm gonna say. They're in a very tough district, and they started out and dropped one. Now let's see if they can bounce back and get in that playoff hunt for district. Because they're in a tough district over there. But it like I said, I'm just excited to see a program of good, solid kids turn it around and get on the ball. We want to see kids playing to their potential, and to see what they did this past weekend and who they did it against. It's just good to see, man. At the end of the day, it's always good to see when kids show up and shine.
So he had 26 on a game. And so I took a picture of all five of the guys who ended the game. And it started with Uriah Ross, number 4. He's a 2027, if I'm correct. He's on our watch list of players to look out for. Then you have that 2028, who's really finding a way to just be a true point guard. And I'm talking about Jalen LaCour. I believe you coached him already. You got, like, you already said some good things. I know you don't want to, but I want you to talk a little bit more about him, because being a leader as a 28, we have a few here that I get to see, and I got to see those guys go at each other. I'm talking about Jay LaCour, Bryson Bell, and Jakai Woods. Those three guys, man, that was a treat. That was a treat to see those three players play against each other. But I'll let you talk a little bit more on LaCour.
So LaCour is stuck, right? Because he has the capability and the shot to be a two guard, but he has a responsibility to be a point guard. So he's still learning. He's young. He's learning. He's stuck in between when do I go? How can I go without being like a selfish point guard? No, son, you just be a ball player. And so after the O'Connor game, it was the O'Connor game. Coach Velazquez had a great talk with him, and he came out and he just played this past weekend. He just played free. No worries, just go. And it showed. And of course, having Devin Peterson back and bouncing everywhere and playing, right? Uriah showing up, Dom showing up, having those guys playing, and it starts with him. As he goes, his team will follow. And so, like I said, it's good to see a team that we know that has potential to be solid play solid. And so, good job, Warren Warriors. You took down the Northeast North Side tournament. Now let's go take care of business in district. See what you guys got. We will definitely be watching.
Well, so we mentioned Devin already. They got a young man in 2026, Quale Rose. Um, hey man, he scored. Him and LaCour both scored 10 points, but they did it in different parts of the game. He did it in the first and the fourth quarter. He scored, total of 10 points, and he really, when they needed him to get a bucket, he really helped them get a bucket. What he has to understand is he has to be consistent with that. Um, because they're going to need him down the stretch. He can't go disappearing. And that's why I'm purposely naming all five kids. I told Coach already too. I said, hey man, I'm gonna mention these five guys because no, I did, man. I be trying to let them know when I'm gonna do it, so they don't be like, hey, why you do that? But at the same time, I'm trying to I'm doing it to put the kids on notice. Like, hey, these are some really good basketball players. You really have a potential to possibly play next level basketball. Now, again, it's still up to you. You have to perform. Again, on an average night, you got to make sure you show up in a stat book. You have to have your name in a stat book. You got to do the things to help your team win. And then the last guy, you mentioned him, Donovan Bolden. Oh my goodness. Hey man,
Some things can't teach. Can't teach length and height, man.
you can't. Once that young man puts it all together, when he knows how dominant he can be. Now, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying how dominant he can be. It's over. It's over.
So you mentioned a word a minute ago, and you mentioned the word consistency.
Yes.
And that's the struggle that I've been seeing across the entire scope of not just high school basketball, but even
Yes.
basketball. Consistencies, man. The players that are consistent are the teams that are successful.
Yes.
And so, again, we shouted them out. We've been waiting on them to show up to the party. I'm glad they finally showed up to the party because now it gives us something to talk about. But good job again on taking down that tournament as champions, and good luck, in your district play, guys, because you guys got a loaded district over there, and you can't take any nights off, man.
And the crazy part was they when they played in the South Sand tournament the week before, uh Um, they beat Clear. They lost to Clear Springs in the like I think it was like between fourth and fifth place, either fourth and fifth or fifth and sixth. They go all the way down to that place, and they lost to Clear Springs. But again, they were starting to show what they can do. They were starting to show it right there. Like you saw glimpses of that. You saw glimpses of what we saw this past weekend, and that was the great part because that's why it was times that to me, just my opinion, that Jaden was playing a little more reserved at that game. He was kind of like making he was afraid of making mistakes. To whereas though this game, man, he was like, hey, if I make mistakes, so what? Keep playing. And that's what he was doing. He was rushing, hustling down court, and again, he was the big reason of them jumping out on Clemens because the first half they was up on Clemens by 7. It was
He
go ahead.
from to being a ball player. And then I'm gonna tell you something else. You know something else that played a factor into that
Mm-hmm. What
was
was
the
that?
was the battle of the 28s. Because
Yes, it was. It
who's
was.
side? Bryce and Bell. You got the battle
Yes.
of the 28s right there. So some of these games, it's personal, which is good.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be. No,
Right.
no, no. That's just great. That's what you want to see because again, you want to see our guys compete at a very high level. So we know and we can believe and we can look at what a Kingston Fleming is doing and make it so easy to get behind that.
Right,
Like,
right,
dog, like that's
right.
so easy. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is he just representing for us, he's representing for the whole city. Like he's putting on.
And he is putting on, boy. Let
He's
me tell
putting on. Exactly, man. He's doing the way that we will all want, these young guys to understand and young girls to understand and see. Like, yeah, like, hey man, great job. Not just great job, but the way he's doing it. And so we encourage that, and that's what we're trying to do. So again, when you got three 28s playing against each other the way they did and battling, and then again, because it was one quarter that that Clemens just went crazy. It was the third quarter. They were down 7 going into half, and bro, that one quarter, that's where Jakai Woods woke up. He carried the team that one quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Bryson did his thing to get him there. Jakai did his thing. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what you want to see. And then Jaden just made sure he did his job as the point guard. And it was beautiful. And I told Coach, as soon as the game was over, I said, "Hey, I'm taking pictures of all 5. I got to post it still, but I'm taking pictures of all 5 because I want to talk about all 5 today."
you know who's happy?
Who?
Josh, of course. So
Yeah, good, good.
so Josh was so mad at Jalen. This man made a little video reel called
Mm-hmm.
My Son Not Shooting. But he came back and he rewarded him. He put some great clips though. But it's good to see because when you see a player like that, you know what's going on in his head. Man, do I go out on one? And so it's good to see between him, Coach Palacios, whatever's going on, the Band-Aid rip off and
Mm-hmm.
him to just get to hooping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His team is going to follow him. They
Right,
know he's capable of. They're going to follow. And so,
right.
man, it's going to be good to see what happens in display now. Thank you, Warren, for giving us something to talk about. Thank you.
And they they played a tough they played and beat a tough Clemens team that was on a phenomenal run. Um, again, they were just knocking everybody off. Yes, they lost early in the week, but again, the way they went into this tournament, and I'm gonna look in the camera, make sure I explain to everybody the job Coach Bell did versus Antonian. Hey man, that was a display of you better be careful with them Buffaloes. Do not do. I'm telling you, man. He put on. Hey. That was a great game. He came in with a great game plan. Though, watching those two guys game plan against Antonian, him talking about him and Cantu. Oh man, hey, he did a great job. He did a great job, and he held those guys to a it was a defensive game. He made it like we talk about that district with the 5A, the SEC district. Yeah, the Wild Wild West, first to 50, and that's what it was. It was first to 50 with Antonian, and that's what it was, 55-41, and then of course leading up to Warren, that was a tough game, but it was really good to see, like you said, the 28s, and honestly, that team just play all everybody just play together. To watch those guys play together, they're missing one of their guys right now. He's still in the protocol, but to see Jaden Arsenal play, Jaden Lewis, he made some big shots. Who else? They call him Jay Lou, by the way. But Jay Lou made some big shots. Jaden Arsenal, he made some big shots. They got two young men that kind of rotate. Um,
Shout out to Quentin Proctor as well, man. Get well, Q. Uh, we know your Buffalo teammates are missing you. We miss you, and get well, my guy. Get well.
definitely, definitely. He showed me the clip too, by the way. It was, oh my goodness. Uh,
Oh, yeah. Ah,
yeah, I know. Trey Burton and Fuller, Gabriel Fuller, those two young men, they do a great job. Larry Hoover, I mean, once that team is like they got size, they have everything. They don't start. Luckily for them, they don't start district until January 6th. Or excuse me, January 2nd. The Buffaloes have still first, but if they have everybody healthy, they have everybody right. That right there, you better mark your calendar. That's probably one of the better games in the city that we have to offer. Steele versus Clemens, because that is battling for district number one superiority. Who's the best? Who's the best? Who has the better kids? That one right there. Because right now, I look at Steele with the nudge because they're so deep. But man, the way Coach Bell put on to beat Antonian, hey, they might be just as deep because he went to, I think he had about eight. I think Coach Bell went 8-9 deep. So and all of them played well too. Guys come off the bench doing their job, and again, like I said, it was first to 50, first to 50.
all right,
So go ahead, what you got now?
man. Let's get to our current. Let's get to our current holding 15 before we get to the new guys to the new because there was some
Well,
movement shifting.
you guys keep yelling at me, so I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna let you be really fast on this list. I'm not gonna make any interruptions, okay? Because you, Chad, and Richard, y'all keep telling me I drag this on. This shouldn't be a 2 hour show, but it should be a 2 hour show. Because guess what? Would it be a 2 hour show? 100 and some people watch the show. Okay, so thank you. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell. All right. So I'll let you.
Hey, I'm gonna take the odds. You take the even, my guy.
All right.
All right, Brennan Bears. I mean, Brennan is Brennan. They were not home. They had their district opener. They beat Sotomayor in their district opener, and then they went out of town. They got Harlan coming up this week. Uh,
Friday, correct?
huh?
Friday, correct?
19th. Yes, that is accurate. And so we'll see what happens. when they face those Hawks of Harlan. What you got from TMI, bro?
Like I told everybody, it was our game of the week. It was TMI versus them Knights, and I am a Knight, but I knew this was going to be a night to remember, and it was going to be hard. All I'm gonna say is when a team has a 4-star recruit, and that 4-star recruit coaches come to the gym to make sure his investment was the right investment. Hey, my man, hey, that young man went ham. He went ham. That's all I'm gonna say.
You dropped 26?
Oh man, he went crazy, and he showed you wasn't you. I mean, you couldn't. He, yeah, yeah. Elijah Williams is a good basketball player.
He's got studs around him at that. You know what I'm saying? He's got a crew and cast around him too. Jaden Flemings,
Hey,
Car
keep real quick. Keep saying that young man can't shoot the ball. Y'all keep saying that he can't shoot the ball. Hey, listen, he's putting it on display. He's letting you guys know he's putting it on display. I'm not saying he was 100%, but
and
hey, he's not afraid to let that joker go, and he was knocking him down.
you got
Keep saying that young man can't shoot the ball.
True Big in the middle, Big Corbin. You know what I'm saying? Then you have certified sniper, Mr. Hill, you know. Uh that team, St. Michael's. That's the we
Well, they
got
played already once, Mike.
I know, but it was early. I want to see it later. I know. I already know. Let's go to Steel. Let's go to Steel. TMI, we got you. Steel, uh, they knocked off Churchill earlier in the week, but then they dropped a tough one. Uh, they dropped a tough one to TMI. And so I hate to say this. No, I'm not gonna say it. All I'm gonna say is they have Madison next. And so yeah, Steel's got Madison next. And
Coach Martinez will have his guys ready to play, but that's going to be a tough game for him. He had 29, by the way. He was one point away from 30.
hey, I'm gonna
Talk about Mr. Williams.
pray for Coach Martinez and his young man.
No. Coach Martinez gonna have his guys ready. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna be in a dogfight.
Oh, no,
It's going,
no, that it's just
yeah. Oh, listen.
young,
Hey,
youngins
Steele's.
is like a Fiesta Texas roller coaster right now.
Hey, Steele is really like they really again they're really ticked off from that loss because in
Which
their mind they have one game that they're getting ready for. They have one game, and everyone who's in their path, they're gonna roll you over. And honestly, they were doing that. They were doing that. But I just knew TMI. I was talking to Coach Coach Forrest. He made a really good point. When you start measuring players, when you start talking like real 4 stars, 5-star players, and this ain't coming from old Talley and his little lab of what he thinks a player is. This is the national rankings and the national people saying, "Hey man, this guy is that good." Hey, those guys they show up when the lights come on.
you know
They
what it
show up.
reminds
Hey, listen, he wants you to be there, but again,
you
he didn't need me to be there to get hype. He had his coach. He had his. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, and the cameras are following him, man.
do you remember the goofballs that hurt Kingston but didn't know about Kingston and what he did to him night in and night out?
Yeah, right.
Same story.
Again. So, and the reason I say that because watching Williams play and watching Amari play this year are those guys that match up to the hype, if you want to call it. The hype is there, and they match it. They meet it, and they don't. Hey, listen, when the lights come on,
Mindset, man. It's the mindset.
Amari loves the lights. He loves it. He's ready to play. He doesn't back down. He ain't trying to be like, no, no, dog. No, he'll find you.
Poke that bear if you want to.
Exactly. He'll find you again. So no, man. So that's all. Again, that cast they have is really good. They're And you're right, we have not seen them. And I talked to Coach too, and Coach let me know. He said, "No, we've been in some tough games. Don't and you know, and it looked like it. It looked like it. Man, I don't know why. I don't know who's. Hey, listen, all I'm gonna say is Mr. Hill is a sniper.
Cer-
I
Certified
he does go to Texas Military Institute. That's what I'm gonna say.
sniper.
He is, man. And
It's a
and I
man.
love, and I'm gonna get off him. I'm gonna get off because we supposed to be going to Clemens right now. I love how Coach Williams is keeping that basketball in Fleming's hands. He's making him be a true point guard.
And he's producing with it too.
Again, like I said, he's making him be a true point guard. So kudos to the coach and everybody over there. And I know my Knights will be ready. We're gonna bounce back. We again, I just feel for the next few teams until they get ready to go play Clemens on the 2nd of January. And talk
Speak
about Clemens. Oh
spoke on them a little bit.
yeah.
Already. Uh, had a weird week. I'll let you. Had a weird week. You know they
Um
early, and you know what?
Lost to Johnson. That was
But that night, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
can
do
you
it.
say it? Can you
I'm,
say it? Can you talk about it? Because you were there. You were in the building.
that night don't damn count when an injury of that magnitude happens to one of your players. It just takes the air out the room. Like nobody wants to play basketball anymore. No, but
You worry about your no, you worry about your brother. You worry
right.
about your brother, dog.
You don't know what the hell is happening going on, and so we're excusing that Johnson game. Uh, they knocked off Brandeis. They knocked off Antonian. Good job, Coach Bell, in the game plan. And then they just dropped a tough one to a thriving Warren Warriors team. You know, they dropped a tough one, and you were in the building for it.
Like, that was again. It was a good game, and just the better team won. That's what I'm gonna say because again, the better. It's just unfortunately the better team won, and it wasn't our Buffaloes. And again, I know I rock with the Warren Warriors, but for real, I was going for the Buffaloes because of District 29. That's the district I follow. But it was a really good game, and that's why I wanted to mention all five of those Warren Warriors. But for Clemens, they have a bright future, and I'm telling you, if the fact that he's getting ready for district play, he's going Coach Bell's gonna make a lot of noise this upcoming season. He's gonna make
Well,
a lot of noise.
he's a competitor and he doesn't like losing. So right now he's got the sour taste of loss to Warren in his mouth. Uh, good luck
United
against
South,
good luck against United South is
yeah. Well, that's one thing I will say about the other Laredo teams. They come up here and they come up here for one reason. They do it for one reason and one reason only. We are their Houston and Dallas. Seriously, I'm just saying it's too far to go. So they gotta find teams in San Antonio that they're gonna be like, okay, these are gonna be good matchups. So again, they find the steals
he's
because they
scared.
huh?
He ain't scared.
Oh no, they do this every year. Usually, but usually in the past, Coach Bell would go down there to the Border Olympics, and since they moved to from 27 29, Coach Bell explained to me he don't do the Border Olympics anymore because that's now their first round matchups. So he don't want to mess that up. So he doesn't go down to Laredo anymore. He goes. That's why he's been playing Round Rock and other places. So moving to number 5, Antonian.
Uh, I feel sorry. I don't know what St. Andrews has, but Antonians got back-to-back losses this past weekend to Clemens and to Harlan. Two tough teams, don't get it twisted. Uh, but they don't like losing either. And so I imagine them to have a good game this week against St. Andrews.
Oh, if I'm correct, St. Andrews is out of Laredo, and I think they're 5A, but they about to get steamrolled. No disrespect.
I was gonna say good luck.
Good luck, St. Andrews. Moving to Judson, had a good week. One against Lake Travis and one against Wagner. Uh,
I
they have
always
They have Roosevelt tomorrow. I will be there in the building. And
IR, got to say it right. IR Wagner.
what?
IR Wagner.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, injured. Okay, he's saying injured reserve, everybody, because two of their guys are kind of right now nursing, and they're out. Because
Got it.
he sat three players that day. By the way.
You got to acknowledge that. You have to. I mean, I
Oh
know
no, yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to bring it up when we get to him. That's why. Yeah. New Braunfels got a chance to watch those guys. Hey man, they fun. Those guys are fun to watch.
that
Those guys. I know they beat Wagner once Trey went down, but just watching them play and listen, this is why I like them because their coach changes due to the personnel. Me and him had a great conversation about that. He's like, yeah, I could play this style and always just be the same, but I refuse to because what my district looks like. Remember, 2 years ago he was District 6. I mean 6A, excuse me. Now he moved down because he was District 27, and if I'm correct, they won that district that year. Moved down to 5A, and again, yes, they're a 5A school, but they have 6A players. So just remember that they're not that far removed from 6A, and so the way he has to win, he has to adjust the style just a little bit because of that. He's in the wild west, as you call it, of the district. So with that district being the way it is, it's just like, hey, they get after it. They get after it.
that 5A Region 4 District 26.
Just 26. Yep, that's it.
It is heartbreaking to know that three schools in that district are going to be left out because
Yes, yes. Three schools. Yes, sir.
it
Yes,
is
sir. It's a district of nine. It's a district of nine. So technically, five will be left out. But to know three schools is going to be competitive and just one loss away, and it might even come down to a coin flip. That's the
no,
crazy part.
they ain't flipping a coin. They playing. I'm telling you, they're gonna play.
Go ahead. You got the next one.
I wanna. I'm a man that when I'm wrong or when I do wrong, I can own my wrong. I don't want to run into Coach Taplin no time soon. Coach Taplin begged me, Mike,
Oh, shoot.
just leave us in the cusp, leave us where we are. We're good where we are. I was like, nah, coach, y'all making runs. We got to talk about you. It's our job. I don't know what's going on over there this week, but Brandeis Broncos did not have a good week. Uh, they took care of business against Lanier, right? But then they dropped to Clemens, then they dropped to Sotomayor, then they dropped to Clark. And, you know, Clemens, we can understand that one. That's the Buffaloes. But the Soto and the Clark, just based off the data and the games played so far this season, those are tough ones. And whatever's going on, Brandeis Broncos, I hope that you reel it back in, uh, get it back together, and just get back to playing basketball. Coach Tapp, sorry, man. I know. I'll take this one on the chin. I'm sorry. But we hope you guys get it back together and get back on the ball. You know, we do.
Hey, vets. Um,
My super sports media curse.
I know, but at the same time, I, we didn't watch them. Did you watch them?
The Bernie game was tough to watch.
All right, but did you watch them play MacArthur, Warren, Clark, or Soto, and they getting ready for Piper on tomorrow, or excuse me, Tuesday?
No, did not.
So it's no curse, no curse at all, no curse at all, man. Because we wasn't, I wasn't. Hey, I wasn't in the building, and I'm not going to fib to you. That's one of the teams I hate. Them and for some reason, them and Piper. I do love to watch them play, but I hate when I go and I watch them lose. Because here's why. they are both the teams. They have so much character, so much. They are those two coaches are so respectful that when they lose, they have so much to give back and be like, "Hey man, good game." The charisma they have and come off, and it's just like, damn, you just lost. But they're not mad. Of course they are probably upset because who wants to lose, right? But they just come off in a way like, nah, hey, the better team got me. We'll be back. We'll be back. And it's the way they act after wins and losses is just so much. Man, they have true character. I'm not saying all the other coaches don't, but I just hate when I watch them lose because it's like at one time I did think I was their curse because every time I go watch them play, man, they mess around and lose. But hey, I wasn't there. They lost some good ones, but
Serious business though. They dropped the district opener to Bernie Greyhounds. Shout out to them Greyhounds. They took care of business. They got Piper. You don't want to start off district 0-2.
not
Not.
this district, not this district. Yeah, you don't. This district you don't want to split
Yeah.
because the reason you don't want to split, Tybee might split. You know what I'm saying? Either school that's located in Bernie. I'm talking about Bernie Greyhounds, and I'm talking about the Samuel Champions. Around up there. Shoot, you never know. You never know. But I will say I didn't like to see what I saw coming from the vets. But so that's why I say we didn't put the curse on them. So, but
We'll find out because they got a district war zone
they
Tuesday,
do.
and so we're gonna see very soon to get
Are
a
you
good.
going to that game?
I'm thinking about it because looking at the games that are coming up, that looks like a very enticing one, an appetizing one for me to go check out. I think I'm going to be in the building for that joint. I think I am.
Yeah, because the 16th, tomorrow, which is the 15th, I'm gonna be actually covering Judson and Roosevelt, and then we're gonna on the 16th we're gonna give some love to Burbank and Highlands. And then the 18th, I don't have a place. I don't have anywhere on a list to go. And then on the 19th, we're gonna give some love to Southwest and John Jay. That's their home opener. So the 18th, like we have an opening on the 18th. Don't make that face, by the way. You know you're live. We can see your face. We can see it. Look at the 18th. What we got?
There's nobody playing on the 18th. That's why I was looking like that. You get a free night off.
Oh wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So let's move on to Piper.
Who's the Piper?
They took care of Tybee. They took care of John Jay this past week. Uh, and they've been playing ball, looking good, looking strong. Uh, Big district game. What? Any game in that district is a big district game. Let's just call it what it is. When you got 9 schools and 7 of you can knock off each other at any given time, every game is a big district game over there. And so they've got a hungry, pissed off Vets that opened up losing to Bernie in district. So Vets is not going to want to start district 0-2. Uh, and so we're gonna see. We gonna see. That's all I got to say about that. Uh Harlan, you got to see them this weekend. What's up with Harlan?
Um, Harlan for some reason played a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because they lost to they beat Lee, they beat Clark, and they lost to Warren. Now that was a district game, so I want to believe that Coach Hall didn't want to show his hand, and then they turned around and they beat Antonian. Um, and the game that was played on Friday, Harlan was not the same team that played on Saturday against Antonian.
Okay.
Um, the energy levels were different. Um, so they pulled a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that day. That were those 2 days. So I got to see their good and I got to see their bad. I think they're saving it all because they know they have a big one coming up against Brennan on Friday. So, but I tell you this: the young people we've been talking about, they did their thing. Jordan Jordan played his butt off. He looked, man, he shot the ball well. He got to the basket well. Just watching him play, and he's back now because he didn't play the game before when they played Warren. He didn't play. They sat him out, but he did play against Antonio, and he looked really good. And that's the Jordan that I said. The way we talked about Mr. LaCour is the way Jordan has to play because to me, my opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm definitely wrong about it. I think the fact he always had tough guards in his school with him, he got moved to a position that he shot the ball more to where he should have been having that ball in his hand a little bit more. So now seeing him with the ball in his hand a little bit more, making decisions, he looked good. In my opinion, he looked good. Playing with DeLeon, those two, and hey man, I told DeLeon I mentioned his name. Boy, he was controlling that tempo. Oh, he
Was
was. Listen, what? Because he's not a getting again. He wants to score the ball all the time. What kid doesn't? But Coach Hall has him playing that guard. Again, that's one thing I will give Coach Hall a lot of credit. He does a really good job in making sure his guards play that guard position. If they need a bucket, go get your bucket. But at the same time, hey, set the table. Set the table. Get big fella the ball. Get big fella the ball, and he got two of them. He got two of them. Yeah, go ahead.
so you mentioned that Coach Hall
Mm-hmm.
didn't play his guys against Warren. I hope for whatever reason you play your guys against Brennan, sir, because you got
No, that was no. Hold on, time out. One, it was a non-district game against a district opponent. That's first of all. You don't have to. You don't got to show your hand. Hey man, he ain't trying to show his hand, dog. He ain't trying to show his hand. Like I said, Jordan didn't even play. Jordan didn't play that game.
hey,
Um,
Brennan Harlan. Who you got?
no, I gotta stop. I gotta stop picking these games, man. I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop picking. I ain't picking no more games. I just hope we have a good game. I'm just talking with the kids, man.
Uh, we hope they just told me and compete
Yeah, exactly.
because
Um,
because no matter what we speak about with Brennan, no matter what folks may
right,
feel, they put their socks on before they shoes, just like y'all do.
exactly. That's gonna be. I will say it's gonna be a tough game.
It's personal.
It's gonna be a tough game, and the reason it's gonna be a tough game, I remember the first time when I kind of when we first got into this. The one time we did watch them play, there was a rumor. Again, this is rumor, so media. Again, I can't tell you who told me, but rumor was Warren poked the bear. You get it, Brennan Bears. They poked the bear pregame,
Harlan,
and yeah, I said Warren. I'm sorry. Harlan poked the bear pregame and told Brennan they was going, probably beat him or something. They said something. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
wasn't no rumor. They poked that bear, and then Casey and
Well,
Cam
hey, listen, it wasn't just him. It was a collective because
Cam Cogill went out and outscored them by themselves.
they did. I want to say they almost put up 100.
All
I think,
Taylor House.
I think it
They,
was like 90 something.
they
It
didn't
was
play
90 something if I'm correct to 40 to 45.
16 minutes of the second half. Kingston and Cam played 3 minutes of it.
Correct. So again, you gotta be careful with those guys. What you ask for. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I be asking these kids like, hey man, don't. Hey, look, I'm just trying to give the city something to talk about, enjoy ourselves, and let everybody know we have some good basketball players out of our city. So that's where
Yo,
the rank is coming from.
I remember that week. I remember, golly, I remember that week when
I remember it too. I remember it too because it was a wild one.
they listen. I'll be honest with you. They was talking so good. I actually was like,
They
can
might
they
have a chance.
can they get with him?
Yeah, they might have it. Hey, listen, we all no. That's what you're supposed to do. They have a chance. That's all going. They might have a chance.
Well, anyway, we know
All
that
right, we talking about Wagner,
IR Wagner.
IR Wagner.
Get with
Yeah, they got a few guys down right now, so they're not looking the same right now. So those guys are gonna get healthy, get better. But they lost two big ones. They lost their district opener to New Braunfels. I promise you. Trey doesn't go down the ending of the game is different. I'm not saying they're going to win. Please, no disrespect to the Broncos because the Broncos played a really good game, and but the outcome was going to be is going to be different than a 5 point loss or 2 point. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely going to be a good game. It was a good game, by the way.
I mean, any team that's wearing a T-Bird uniform with our country boy, Coach Clark, on that sideline, it's going to be a good game. They're going to compete. It may not end up the result that he's wanting because he's a competitor, like all of them are.
Right.
You're not going to be on the floor if you're not competing. That's just
Right.
that's just what it is. He don't give a damn what the circumstances are. If you're not
Right.
competing, you can't play.
Right. 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 Right.
Just what it is.
Right. 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 And then Jetson they didn't play everybody. Three starters sat out. Tyler Jackson. Um,
Coach Cantu don't give a damn.
oh no. Oh listen, Coach Cantu's. Hey, listen, he can't come on. Man. We talked about those guys already. They competitors, man. Gerald O'Neill,
Don't give a damn.
all those young fellas. The Red, JT. They come to play. Frank.
Don't forget about Frank. You always forget.
That's why I made sure I put Frank in that big. That's the big three right there. JT is really big four. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all now. I'm warning everybody.
Yeah,
Once JT unlocks that code, I'm telling y'all the way we talk about Devin, that's him.
there you go.
That's him. That he's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting his confidence is growing every day, every day. But anyway, we going back Wagner. So yeah, Wagner dropped a tough one to those guys, to our Rockets, and back to the drawing board. They got Tyvee on next Friday.
Uh, Alamo Heights.
Alamo Heights.
And
Um,
what SEC Wild Wild West.
yeah,
So let me tell you why we respect these guys, and it's not just Coach Brewer, but this is all the guys that we've been mentioning, all the coaches we talk about. So just got through playing right, and Bernie's playing O'Connor. Guess what Coach Brewer's doing in the building?
scouting.
In the building, getting notes.
Yeah, yeah,
Open up,
yeah,
open up, and knocked off vets.
yeah,
I'm in the SEC. Let me make sure.
yeah.
Let me make sure they don't catch me slipping. And so it's good to when you look up and you see that, these are the things that a lot of people don't see that these coaches are doing in the gyms, doing everything that they possibly can to give their school the best possible chance to be successful. These are those hours that go unmentioned, unnoticed, unmarked. And so, man, just shout out to all of these coaches. Any of these coaches that's taking these teams and trying to make these young men successful, kudos, hats tipped, man. Thank you.
And also mention Alex Elliott and Jack Brewer.
Dude, hey, Alex Ellis, he is hilarious. That's our guy. I know we've interviewed. He is hilarious. And Jack
That's a
Brewer,
competitor right there.
hey, Jack Brewer, he's a rebounding guard machine, dude.
I told, hey,
He
thank you,
rebounding
thank
guard.
you, because
He,
hey, I
he
tried to.
hey,
Hey, listen,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why I was happy to see this young man right here. I'm trying to. It's Harrison, if I'm correct. I want to make sure I get his name right.
Taylor.
It's Taylor.
Harrison, excuse me.
Hold on, I'm pulling up right now. I'm pulling up right now. I'm gonna make sure I get him because hey, he came out of nowhere, and in that game against
Simmons.
in that game against Clemens, he really was one of the factors there. Hold on, man. Where's my dog? Oh, there we go.
Harrison Taylor, big guy.
That's his name. That young man again. Hey, listen, him and Jack and Alex, they do not mind. They do not mind cleaning the boards. And the funny part is, out of those three, they love whoever it is in Luke Chancellor. Out of those four guys, and it's not always Luke. If three on the boards, somebody's sprinting down. I'll say it again. It's not always Chancellor.
But you got to think about it. When we interviewed Alex, and we asked him about when he was going to play for Coach Brewer. If you remember when he said, when I first got there, he asked me to rebound He asked me to play defense. And if that's what was going to get me on the court, he said it. I want to go get every rebound. I want to take every charge that I can. I want to stop whoever I need to. Now that he's added the offense to it, as he's one of their mainstay players,
Mm-hmm.
those other ingredients didn't go anywhere. He's been doing that's how he made it to the court with the with and so, some of these coaches really do a phenomenal job of bringing the best out of these guys. They truly define coaching, and you see it in the players. You see it in the confidence that the players have, the trust that they have. I'm not going to start naming names because I don't want to leave anybody off and offend anybody, but the guys that we talk about, I mean, they're just doing a phenomenal job with their craft, man. And so shout out to these guys for doing the best that they can to get these 14, 15, 16, 17-year olds to play to their maximum night in and night out, man.
Well, I like it because Coach B is a coach to where as though he can sit Alex down, and soon as he sits him down, because he's not giving him enough, Alex is itching to get back out there. And when he gets back out there, he looks more hungrier. And you know what? He don't even have a problem. He run. Listen, when I watch this kid play, and coach is like not getting something. He's not getting enough from him. Come sit down, Alex. Come sit down. I'm watching. Come sit down. All right, Roger, coach. He sits down and he's thinking about it. He tell him, hey, man, you're just not hitting the boards hard enough. Oh, not? Okay, okay. Don't worry about your scoring. I'm good. He gets out there and he does everything that coach just yelled at him about. Well, not
So,
yelling at him, but just let him know.
testament to some of these solid coaches and cultures. When a player is not performing and a coach pulls them out, you see them hustle off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Teammates go sit down and wait for them to be called again. Whereas in some other situations, you get the players that are questioning the coach. You can tell immediately, you can tell from player substitutions what kind of culture that organization has. You can tell, and then I'm talking about from the player that's running off the court to the guys that's on the bench and how they receive that
Mm-hmm.
player coming off the court.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things, I know it seems minute, but when you're talking solid season, district play, playoff run, all
Mm-hmm.
pieces matter. They matter, you know? They matter.
Yep. Yep. Let's move on to number 14, Coach Martinez, Madison. Hey man, Madison got on this list, man, and oh man, ah, oh man. But again, I think it's good, and here's why: because his record against some of these schools is tough. You drop one to East Central, you lose to Buda Johnson. That's a District 29 team, so hey, but you beat a what's VOHS?
It's something Max Prep said. It's like a feeling. Something happened that some didn't report, so I don't know.
Okay,
The school that they played
um,
in the SAISD tournament, they didn't report.
I got it.
Shame,
Uh,
Max Prep, by the way.
Shout out to Max Prep. Um, and then you lose to Central Catholic, and then you beat EP Win. Uh,
He's got some youngins. He's got some youngins.
he does. And then but you got to think about the teams he lost to. Like you go against the East Central, that's a senior led team, man. Well, that's a senior led team. Talk about Mel, but at the same time got the 27s who've been around that culture for 2 and 3 years, and they play like they understand. Chill Will understands the role he was on. Again, when man, talking to him and he explained, hey, I used to have a attitude problem. I used to get mad when coach pulled me off, but I understand now. I'm a junior. I understand. I can't get upset. He's pulling me off because I'm doing something wrong. I got to fix it. So when kids explain themselves, when they making mistakes like that, and they say, "Hey," they take ownership. That lets you know they're ahead of their game. And he's one of the kids.
Man,
Um,
Chill Will fan, man, because I've never coached that kid a day in my life, never had a training
mhm,
in my life. But being around the tournament scene and running tournaments, I've seen that kid grow and to watch
mhm,
that he has made. And shout out to Coach Raybon for really investing. Coach Ford's Blackwell, his AAU coach, Coach G. Mello Ward, to shape him to where he is now. When you see kids turning around like that, it's always a phenomenal thing because there's some kids that we see with maybe not such a good attitude, and we see them never get it together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To see that turnaround, I will forever speak about that turn because it's a beautiful thing to see. It just is.
Well, it is. It is. Um, but we talk about Madison, and Madison took some hard ones, and again, they took it against some good teams.
Don't
But
get no,
unfortunately, they
but they don't
can't.
this
They
week.
got. Yeah, they young. They young. They are. And he,
So
coach.
they got to deal with a pissed off still.
Yeah, I know. But coach said that though. That's why coach is putting them in the fire. And you got to respect that with coaches that do this, who do this and understand. So the way we're talking about Chill Will and the other guys on East Central and the other schools where they're the 27s and they're playing like seniors, that's what he's trying to build over there for his program. So shout out to Coach Martinez and the Madison. Uh, what's Madison's mascot?
Mavericks.
The Madison Mavericks. So shout out to those guys. Unfortunately, they had a rough week last week and playing the tournament. And hopefully they can bounce back and they can surprise and shock us still.
Lanier, got my guys in there. They earned the right to crack the top 15. Uh, but they ran up a couple of 6A juggernauts, this week, and took a couple of losses to Brandeis and Central Catholic this week. But they finished out the tournament, the SAISD tournament, playing well. They knocked off Eagle Pass, knocked off Churchill, knocked off MacArthur. So they finished the weekend on a high, but they did take a couple of tough L's to Central Catholic and Brandeis. But I tell you what, uh, I'm gonna go on record and say this: that 5A District 27, I'm gonna be at that Lanier Highlands game. That's gonna be like the old school war zone. Got to be at that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna give Burbank some love. I saw them at the San Antonio ISD tournament, and I told them that they again they play hard. They play hard. Um,
Any SAIC school is gonna play hard. That's the makeup. That's chips on the shoulder.
Yeah, it
Matter-
is. It
Might
is.
be
They
us.
play Highlands this Tuesday, and I'm going to that game. I'm gonna go to that game. I'm gonna act like that's the game of the week, and I'm gonna give them that love the way I would give it to anybody else. And the reason why I'm doing it like that is because it's too many times that these guys don't get to shine. They don't, man. And like I told you when we first started this, I was started this with brother Solomon, Kermit Solomon, and we did the underdog BB, and that's where all this kind of thrives from. It started. So that was the whole purpose, man, to follow the schools who were under the radar, but they were doing real well. I know Burbank's not the team that's flying high and mighty, but you know who is? Them Highlands are. They are. Coach got them playing well. They knocked off some good teams. They played teams hard. They played again. They played Central Catholic tough. They knocked off Southwest. Uh, they ran up against Medina Valley team, I believe. That was just overpowered them. And so again, they play a way you're supposed to play, and we're gonna get them some love. And the same thing for Lanier. Lanier and Highlands is gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a good game to watch. But that rounds off our top 15 from last week. And we're gonna run down the list real quick, and we're not gonna go long. We don't get long winded with the guys who all made the list this week. So you want to go backwards to forward or what? How you
New
want to do
list.
it? I
New
like to
list.
go backwards. I love going backwards.
New list, folks. We gonna break out the new 15.
Who 15? Who 15?
And I want to make sure and make sure everybody knows this list is data driven. We do our very best to do our homework. We're not perfect and we don't always get it right, but we go with what we uncovered, discovered, and found. Number 15, Central Catholic, back on the list. They had a pretty good week after knocking off Lanier, even though they dropped to Seguin, but they did knock off Madison. And so for that, they earned the right to be number 15. Number 14, The Johnson
Oh,
Jaguars.
hey, real quick, mention two of their players that's really having a good year this year. Jaden Garcia and some of the things that they're doing. I mean, like I know you mentioned them, but I'm just saying, like, with Jaden and I can't think of the young man's name right now. I don't know
Sorry,
why I'm drawing a blank. Say it again.
I said sorry. You caught me off guard. You talking about Dom? No, excuse me. Talking about Tristan Garza.
Yes, Mr. Garza.
Tristan, yeah, the backcourt.
Yes, Mr. Garza, Mr. Garcia. I didn't mean to catch you off guard. I just want to make sure we let them know, like, they're part of the reason they're on the list. Like, your performance is the reason you're on the list. The way you're playing is the reason you're on the list. And we are using max prep data. So if your school is putting your stuff in, guess what? We can talk about your stats from what max prep has. If they don't put it in, guess what? Can't do it. So anyway, but talking about Central Catholic, they just had a good win against Marshall, by the way. 66-62. Go ahead. Next.
Number 14, Johnson Jaguars have earned and snuck their way back to our top 15. We had some top 15 guys that had a very rough week, and we had to remove. And so, with that big win that they had against Clemens last week, even with the pending circumstances, they still came out on top. We gonna give them the right to number 14 and see what they do up and coming. And again, folks, please understand we base this off what San Antonio region teams are doing against San Antonio. We appreciate and value the San Antonio schools going and playing out of town, but we're not going to reward nor penalize you for any of those outcomes. So I want to make sure that that's clear when the new list comes out.
And we do take in consideration when you play another San Antonio team out town. So that's where your data. So if you go to Corpus Christi and you play three San Antonio teams and you lay an egg compared to going to Houston and playing three Houston teams and laying an egg, it's not the same.
There you go.
It's not the same.
What was that?
Real quick, shout out to that's the scale. That's the scale, dog. The scale. The scale doesn't weigh the same. That doesn't weigh the same. That's the scale. The justice. She's
You
like
remember,
this.
you
She's
remember
like
making
this. She's tilting. But
this
real
Rob?
quick, real quick. Shout out to Mark Anthony, walking double double. And his running mates that he has over there is making some noise. Ian Joshua, those two are doing a really good job and holding it down. And I just want to get them. And also, though, I'm not going to forget you, Brody. I'm not going to forget you, young man. 2028, that guy's on our watch list. Hey, what you call him, sniper? Go ahead.
Certified and intense Springer, 2027 running that show. Uh Number 13, O'Connor Panthers have earned the right to get back on the list. They had kind of a up and down little roller coaster there, but their last three games, they got some notable wins. They came back, they avenged their loss against Johnson. Then they opened up district play and knocked off Warren. And then they took care of Bernie, the Greyhounds, this past weekend. So they're playing some ball. And a young man that you has spoken on, and if this young man shows up in the manner he showed up Saturday and the manner he showed up against Warren last week, O'Connor will be successful. And that's Ethan Belayu. Uh, this past Saturday, he had 24-9. They're consistent. Big fella, Hagen Hurst, 27-11. He's leading.
Hey,
He's
what
leading
college is he committed to?
Hagen.
Yes, sir. Can you give a shout out to that? He's committed.
Yes, Methodist State in Denver, MSU.
There you
Uh,
go.
Hagen's leading Texas in double doubles right now, and so but Ethan Belayu is the key, and it was good to see him. I'm gonna tell you what happened in this game. So I happened to be at the game. My son plays for O'Connor, so I'm gonna end up at more O'Connor games than not. But there was a play in the first half. Ethan got out on the fast break, filled the lane. They hit him on the wing, and he broke to the basket, and he made a beautiful up and under reverse move. He scored. And I turned to one of the dads in the stands and I said, man, I said, that was a hell of a finish, but I wish he just used his 6'9" and 7'3" wingspan and just dunk on somebody's head. Just tear the rim off. I don't know if Ethan heard me, but in the second half, same situation. And you know what Ethan did? He dunked the basketball. And the uproar, don't get me wrong, the reverse, the finish, versatility, flexibility, agility, it was great. But it's nothing like seeing your 6'9" just tear the metal off the rim. You know what I'm saying? It sends a different kind of energy to your teammates, to your bench, to your fans in the stands. And so the fan, he was like, hey, he heard you, he heard you. And so it was great to see him play basketball to what we know he's capable of doing because that district they're in, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him to be that intricate piece to the puzzle. So good job there. Moving on, number 12. You got your Hornets. What you got?
Yeah, we got Aiden, we got Marshawn, we got Jamel, we got Chill Will, and
Coach Ray,
and huh?
Coach Raybon.
And Coach Rayvon. Hey, that group, 32 minutes, 32 minutes a game, right? 30 minutes, 32 minutes of defense. Get ready. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, hey, 32 minutes of defense. If I left anybody out player wise, I apologize. But those four guys, every time I go watch them, they are my standouts. It's not always all four. One guy I'm real big on it. Well, yeah, one guy I'm really big on is Aiden. Just watching him, just keep that to me. That kid gets better and better every time I watch him play. So he's that team will have 3 to 4 2027s on our watch list. That team alone, by the way. So that's letting you know that they're young and they're mm, get ready, get ready.
numero 11, Alamo Heights. We already talked about them and their big three, Alex Elliott, Jack Brewer, Harrison Taylor, and their Wild Wild West of a district. They actually moved up from number 13 this week. They're having positive games and positive outcomes, and so they earned the right to be moved up this week. Number 10, who you got?
Got Antonian, and all I'm gonna say is Amari Getta
No, it's Amari asterisk question mark dollar sign.
committed to Merrimack University.
Yeah.
I want to
They
make sure I get that in there.
tough week. So they dropped from number 5 to number 10. But their tough week was against very, very, very notable individuals in Clemens and Harlan. And so yeah,
Hey, let's throw a disclaimer in there. They played 5 games over the weekend. So when you play 5 games over the weekend, yeah, you're gonna tumble if you take some L's. So unfortunately, it's not like the regular week to where as though some teams played 2 games and only fell one spot possibly or didn't fall at all. It is the fact they played 5 games.
right. Number 9,
Here they go.
them Warren Warriors. You know, to have the start of the season that they had, and then even to open up dropping that game to O'Connor, which let me just go ahead and disclaim why is Warren at number 9 and O'Connor's at 13? Because of after that loss to O'Connor, the notable wins that they had against who they had it against, with knocking off, and let me remind everybody, SA Vets, who was number 8, Harlan, who was number 11, excuse me, Vets was 9, Harlan, who was number 11, and then Clemens, who was number 4. So that is the reasoning that we have Warren, even after losing to O'Connor, above O'Connor on this list. Those 3 victories right there, man, huge.
And they played 5 games. So you think about it. In a regular week, that's 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
That's two and a
Yeah.
half weeks of play. So we got to reward them as such. So that's why they got bumped up and in the top and top 10. And again, notable guys are your Devons and your Bowden and oh shoot.
Gotcha.
Rose, Quale Rose,
You're right.
LaCour, and what's the young fella name? Number four. What's his name? He's a 2027. He's on our watch list. He's 2027. Shoot.
Hear me?
Sue?
You not hear me? Uriah Ross.
Uriah. I didn't hear you. No, I didn't. You didn't come out. Because when we both talk, one of us, it kind of cuts you off.
Oh, so you got the big powerful speaker that just shuts
I
me up.
ain't saying that. I ain't saying that. No, man. No, I'm not the facilitator, but I am. It's all good.
Number 8.
Yeah, yeah, man. What you got?
Hyper moved up from number 10. Uh, just having a solid week. They took care of Tybee. They took care of John Jay. Nothing special, nothing spectacular, nothing fancy, but they're winning the games they're supposed to win. And due to some other people not taking care of business, they shifted up.
Exactly. 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 And we got Warren. I mean, sorry, Harlan Hawks. London Jackson. That dude's still putting shows on. I know I didn't mention him. I kind of purposely didn't because, again, we got Ford, man. Listen, that young man is another walking double double. And to see DeLeon and Jordan play the way they played the last game against Antonian, oh yeah, they're gonna have a tough game on 19th, but they're getting ready. They're
Yeah,
getting ready.
nice shift up from 11 to 7. Number 6, you got your guys.
Them unicorns, them unicorns. You know the funny part? I remember Kerm used to clown they mascot. Yeah, he's the clown they mascot. Hey, that wasn't good. Don't poke fun. And that's the year they won district, by the way. That's
Hey,
the year they won district.
I'm not clowning a mascot, but I do have a question. What the hell is a button?
A button. Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to number 5, Judson Rockets. But real quick, going back to New Braunfels, I was being funny. But going back to New Braunfels, they have Carson Cox committed to Air Force Academy. They have Malachi, and then they have also um, Luke Leighton. Luke Leighton, that young man. Whoo, he's tough. He's tough. He's tough. They got a few other notable guys, but those three really, really stood out against the game against Wagner. Go ahead. What you got, Judson?
No, I was looking at something. Sorry. Judson Rockets, number 5, shifted up one spot uh, after taking care of Lake Travis. Well, take care of Wagner this past week. They got to shift up with Antonian dropping. And so they're now filling that number 5 spot. You know, the guys over there, we just got to talking about them. Uh, they're going to take care of business. Coach Cantu is going to have them prepared. And they got Roosevelt this week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in that game.
It's called the lobster theory. The buttons, I think.
Okay. Number 4,
Hmm.
the Buffaloes.
There you go.
We
There
made
you go.
this was this one was a tough one because
It
it
was
was,
tough.
we had to factor in what happened at that Johnson game, right, with our guy Q Proctor. But then they took care of Brandeis, who was number 8, and took care of Antonian, who was number 5, but then lost to Warren, who's now number 9. So even though they finished off the weekend dropping the game to Warren, we have to take into consideration the wins against Brandeis and against Antonian. And so because of that, we chose to keep them right where they are at number 4.
Some of them nights
Yeah, guys.
they lost to TMI though, coach.
TMI is number 2, Bo. And I mean, TMI
I
is number,
know.
yeah, we got
Exactly. Say no more, right? Say no more. Say no
and then
more.
TMI knocked off number 3. So they're actually, we said last week that there was going to be some shifts between that 2 and 3. Unfortunately, everybody else did what they did, so we ended up leaving
Yeah.
it staying right the same. So there it is. And
All right.
then, your number 1, uh,
Brennan.
Brennan Bears is what it is. Brennan Bears, and that's just what it is. Uh, special segment, special segment this week. Because of your 6A juggernauts, your 5A juggernauts. Uh, I want to talk about our smaller zones, our 4A guys, our 3A guys, and just make mention of a couple of teams that we know we're going to be looking out for and make sure that they get some recognition. Uh, in 4A, Wimberley, kicking butt and taking names. 15-1 right now. And that district is going to come down to them in Davenport, probably. Uh, if we just go off the data alone. But Wimberley and Davenport, right? Then in District 27, that district there is going to be so doggone competitive. You got them war horses out in Divine, still got Pearsall, Floresville, you know, those three schools right there, I might make a couple of those games just because they play at home. And I've always told you, I love the home environments, right? Where you got to go into somebody else's backyard and show up and perform, deal with the heckling, deal with the home student sections. Those games to me are some of the most fun games that you ever can play. And Divine just lost their tournament this past weekend in the championship to Holmes by two. And that was without two starting Beaver brothers. They didn't have Mason, their leading scorer, averaging 23, and they didn't have Christian Beaver. And so the freshman Beaver, because they have four brothers on varsity right now, four Beaver brothers on varsity. Those are my guys. So yeah, great job. I know Sean is he's a fool in them stands when that happens. And so when Big Brother Mason Christian goes down, oh, it's okay, we'll be okay. Then Mason goes down. Little brother steps up, drops 23, freshman. And so took home to the wire by two without two major starters. That's 4A versus 6A right there. And so that district between them, Pearsall, Floresville, ain't nothing against Pleasant and Uvalde, Somerset, Carrizo Springs. Just right now, they're not doing too well. But it's gonna be fun to see what happens with that district in that zone.
Well, hold on. You left out 28. And the reason why I got to say this because at one time they were on a 30-game win streak, and we followed them a little bit.
Who'd I
And
miss?
you talk, huh?
Who'd I miss?
Lavernia.
Ah,
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Because no one, again, that's why I was trying to tell you, it should be called the greater area, San Antonio for the smaller schools, because you got Lavernia, Kiro, then they play San Antonio Memorial, and also one more and JFK. So that's why. So it's okay. No, we okay. We good, man. We good. We good. Lavernia, Lavernia is Lavernia. They taking care of business. We'll catch notice when they start district. When they start district here, I think on the 16th of January. Yeah. And they got some notable games to watch out for. They play Nixon Smiley coming up. And they play yeah, that's a district game that a non-district game they play, and we got to kind of keep an eye out on. But no, you good. And then what about 3A?
3A is going to be an interesting that District 27 3A is going to be something. Great Hearts, both the Great Heart schools, Cole, Marion, Randolph. Uh, it's going to be a war zone in that District 27. It's going to be an absolute war zone. I don't know which way it's going to go. We'll find out soon enough.
Oh
Uh,
no, I'm calling it right now in that district. It's gonna be Cole, Marion, Randolph, and then you have one of the Great Hearts.
you got Cole over Marion right now?
Yes,
I wasn't picking anymore.
I'm not. I just said one. I'm just saying Cole. I'm saying who's gonna be number one in the district. I ain't saying who's gonna win all the district games. They can split. It happened before. Just let you know, Cole has not lost to Marion. I think it's I want to say 6 years.
For those of you that don't know, he's a big supporter of Cole Cougars. For those of you that don't know, for very good family reasons.
I'm just saying Cole has not lost to anybody in that district, i.e. Randolph and Marion for like 6 years. So they did
Cougar,
drop one. They did drop one of Great Hearts a few years ago. But outside of that, They haven't lost a district game, and they won district for like I want to say since 20. Coach Cantu was the last time they lost a game in district. He
Coming to coming to a media show near you, we're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna have a 6A, a 5A. We're gonna have rankings based off the class. Do a little power ranking, see what these guys is gonna do, and then do our best to rank the schools accordingly. And so be on the lookout for that, folks. And how can you be on the lookout for that? By liking, sharing, supporting, and subscribing to Super Sports Media, good
hit
folks.
the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, big dog.
Bill.
Hit the bell. Well, hey man, let's close out, man. Give me some final thoughts and let's get out of here.
Final thoughts as we near this Christmas break. Student athletes, make sure you take care of your grades. Please, January, take care of your grades going into this Christmas break. Any nagging injuries, take care of them, recover. Remember, recovery is just as important as the work. Good luck to each and every school. We are watching, and believe it or not, we get excited when we get to celebrate underdogs coming up. When we get to celebrate excellence, we get a joy out of highlighting and celebrating these schools, and of course, these student athletes that are representing these schools. So just know that we're watching. And if there's anything that anybody ever feels that we miss, please share it. But no, we're going to respond professionally with our reasoning why. But please share it. If there's something that we missed or you feel that we got wrong, share it. That's all I got.
All right, man. Very simple. I'm harping on it because again, I saw something this weekend, and again, we got to understand. It's about the whole purpose of the show is education, right? So, no parents know that this year the referees are not tolerating anything that they feel as though that you're causing any problems for the game. To where as though you want to incite others to get on board and start bashing the referees. And I'm telling you what I'm being told. So I'm not. It's not something I'm making up. I promise. Again, I'm sitting next to a referee. He's to my right, and I don't know what you guys see him as on the screen, but he's to my right, and again, these are things that these guys go over in their chapter when they start the game. As far as when they start their season, they sit down, they go over their test. Then they got to, they test. They got points. They call points of interest. And again, you can stop me if I'm wrong or anything I'm saying anything, Mike. They call points of interest this year. And one of the things is the audience. And I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, as a person who refereed before, I don't know what you're doing up there in the stands. I don't know what you might have or you might try to bring harm to me. I just know I'm trying my best to do my best on that field. I did flag football, but I just know I'm trying to do best on that field by making sure my mechanics is perfect and give you the best calls that I see. I didn't see every call, but so same things happen on the basketball court. So just be again, there's nothing wrong with ref, you didn't see that travel or hey ref or boo, nothing wrong with those things. But when you start attacking the referees, that just be I'm just trying to put y'all on game and just try to let y'all know don't do that part. Don't attack the referees. Don't attack their calls and tell them it was a dumb call and call them names or anything like that. But if you just say, "Hey, ref, you missed a call" or something like that, they're human. They probably did, and they're probably thinking, "I can't change my call. I can't change it." So I got to keep it moving. You're probably right. I probably did miss that travel, but guess what? It's too late for me now because it's past that. We already kept the play going. And just know that, okay, guys. Again, I don't want to see anybody thrown out the games or anybody ejected and upset to watch their kid play. Because again, at the end of the day, the referees are not there to make sure your kid has a good game. They're there to make sure the players stay safe. That's all referees' number one responsibility. Safety first. So if you ever come watch the referees, that's why they come out early. They blow the whistle, boo boo, no more dunking. What they're really doing, and you can check me if I'm right or wrong. My last thing, what they're doing is checking the court. They already checked the court, but again, it's still for formalities, making sure there's no court is wrong or the baskets are not good and things like that. And that's all, man. So just I want to see you guys sit through the whole game, eat your popcorn, drink your Dr. Pepper, and get you a hot dog and enjoy yourself.
Since you spoke on referees,
Oh
Aaron,
no. It wasn't again. It wasn't meant to. It was just meant to just hey, I want fans to stay fans.
I want to point something out. One, referees don't wake up and choose a team that they're going to cheat for. Two, referees don't take a single layup. They don't take a single free throw. They don't take a single three. They don't throw one pass during that game. So before you go saying the ref screwed you, the ref cost us a game, think back to those five layups that your team missed in the first quarter, the about seven free throws on average that your team missed in that game, and the at least five turnovers that they had in that game. When you take five layups, seven free throws, I'm at 17 now, and five turnovers, that could be 10 points. It's 27 total points that the referee had nothing to do with. So if your team loses a game by one, two, three, four, or five, and they were in control of 27 points, be careful blaming referees, folks. That's all I got.
Great show. I want to say thank you. And we out of here.